Alright, we're back with some more Rimworld. This time around, I have created a new scenario with the goal of playing with this new mod in particular. It's actually kind of an old mod with a new name, kind of revamped. I don't know the whole story there. I don't actually care. I'm just glad it's back. It's a mod that adds different combat mechanics to the game for melee and shooting combat, and also adds ammunition for guns. I think it changes armor, damages to limbs and organs, all kinds of stuff that's way beyond my actual level of knowledge. The extended guns just adds guns that fit along with that scheme. So we'll have additional guns like AK-47s and RPGs and stuff like that that will go along with the mod and will fit in well and will all function. I think at this point in time, other gun mods aren't going to work with this mod because of the extensive modifications that it makes. I'm not the person to ask though. We've also added a few other mods since the last time around. It's going to be mostly the same with a few other small changes. I think the only real content change I'm making is the modular tables. It just adds smaller tables that I can set up into custom shapes, and I really much prefer that as opposed to the standard 4x4 or whatever table it is, 2x2. I'm not really doing the thinking right here. We've also added mod list backup here, which might allow me to do different playthroughs at the same time with different mod setups. For now, I'm going to focus on our current playthrough, which is going to be a Psychite crew production. I think it's actually Psychite technically, but I like the word Psychite better, so we're going with that. I think Psychite is the chemical, or Psychite is the chemical, and Psychite is the plant, but we're not going to get into that kind of stuff right now. We're going to go ahead and just focus on the gameplay. We're going to build a compound, we're going to grow a bunch of psychoid plants, we're going to grow into other areas of drug production, and then we're going to defend ourselves against the massive raids that are hopefully going to come from the wealth that we're going to gain from all of this psychoid production. We're going to start with 5 people. We're going to start with solar panels, drug production, and psychite refining just so we can get right to the point. This isn't going to be a slow build-up challenge kind of game. This is going to be I don't know what it's going to be, a base building, long-term kind of game. We're going to start with an AK-47 and 500 rounds because, again, in this mod, we have to have ammo for all of the guns, and we'll be crafting that as well. We're going to start with a pump shotgun with also 900 rounds. We're going to change that to 500 in a minute, don't worry. It should be 500 and 500, and we're going to have 500 wood, 500 silver, 500 steel, 50 packaged survival meals, and 50 components. We'll probably drop that down to 30 components. So we're going to change all this stuff with EdB Prepare Carefully in just a moment. We've got Randy Random set up for extreme here, as always. We're going to generate 100% of the map, and I will cut out the loading. Alright, here's our world. Got a lot of ocean on this one. Oh, here we go. Here's a lot of land. If it seems like there's a lot of extra factions, there is. I'm using a mod that does that. I think it's called More Vanilla Factions, or even More Vanilla Factions, one of the two. Let's see. I'm going to choose an easier starting area, probably temperate forest with year-round, going to be my main criteria. There's a creek there. I've never played on a creek before. Maybe we'll do this one. Just for the sake of having a creek, something different. We're near somebody here. We always increase the size of the map because that makes things more interesting. And here we go. We're going to do our prepare carefully because I have prepared a preset, the Psychoid crew. We've got Mac Daddy, Sin, Stumpy, Happy Jack, and Jupiter. I had a hard time saying his name there for a second. But we are going to have a combat expert. She is going to be our converter and our animal person. Stumpy is our grower. Apparently he's good at medicine too, that's just a side effect. We've got a cook. And we've got somebody who's good at medicine. Nobody's too overpowered, I hope. These are all just the randomly generated stats that I kind of seeked out using the randomize buttons. I didn't like modify things manually. So hopefully this will all be good. I did choose backstories that kind of made them seem possibly low-lifey, although backstories are kind of ambiguous. So go ahead and fix our equipment. We've got the proper amount of stuff already set up here because EdB Prepare Carefully does different equipment than the default scenario editor does. Just to show everything here is correct, and we're going to go ahead and start. Alright, we're going to pause as soon as we land. And we're just going to prepare everything we need to do real quick. Going to take a look around at the landscape. This isn't a very bad starting position at all. Got a little bit of medicine. We'll go ahead and just make sure we assign that right away to be harvested. We're going to go ahead and use Allow tool and unassign everything on the map. 33 objects, more piles, I guess. And we're going to live over here next to this rich soil. Ooh, and there's a steam geyser here. There's quite a bit of rich soil on this map. It's all kind of scattered out though. We'll definitely focus over here. At the very least, we can use it for our food, maybe for our psychoid plants. I'm going to go ahead and just speed set up all of this stuff, hopefully. We want to get to an established point right away and get right to the point of the playthrough here. I don't exactly have a plan here. I just know that I want to start off slightly better than I usually do. So we're going to have a kitchen, a dining room, and a storage room all separate right off the bat. I think we're just going to start super simple and go with a storage area and some bedrooms. These are the modular tables I was talking about. You can make them in any shape you want. I really enjoy them. Alright, I think we're about ready to build. We're going to go ahead and forbid the things I want to be done after. There's certain things we want to be done first. These are all forbidden. These are all good. We definitely want the bedrooms first, and then we'll focus on all this stuff. Alright, for our work, temporarily, we're going to have everybody on the exact same tasks just to get things right to the point. We're going to go ahead and take everything off him that's not important. We're going to copy it, paste it all the way across. Now everybody's got nothing. We want everybody to build or cut wood. We're going to cut all this wood. Also, we want them to haul when they're finished and do any cleaning if needed. Let's see how this goes. Gonna forbid all the lights just so they focus on other things. Gonna set up our stockpiles while they build. This is gonna be our cold storage. It is definitely preferred. We do not want rotten. We only want food. We also want medicine and plant matter. I think that'll cover all the cold storage. Go ahead and make a new thing here. And this will be a general storage. I'll have lowest priority. And it will allow most everything but chunks and no corpses. And this one should allow animal corpses. We're just about done there. There, everybody has a bedroom on the first night. We'll go ahead and get our storage unit built here. Got our first solar panel up already. We can go ahead and run power lines. Hopefully we have enough stuff for them. Looks Looks like everybody's doing their thing still. Looks like we successfully chopped up most of those trees. We'll go ahead and designate some more. We should build first, then chop. Alright, there's that. We'll go ahead and build this next. Power lines were successful. One of the lamps is working. We'll probably start needing steel here soon. I don't know how much we have left. But we're going to go ahead and mine it. We'll make sure everybody can also mine. Forgot to undo the door there. Now we can do the batteries. Now we want to build the rest of our walls. I always do the sculptor's table by accident. I really should pay more attention. They look so similar. I'm basically just trying to power out all of the boring tasks as fast as possible to get through this part and to get to the next part, which is growing the stuff and trying to defend our territory. We're going to go ahead and haul those with priority to get those close. Same with these. Haul with priority is this guy here. It's an extra mod that lets a second hauling task be assigned. It's only called, or whatever, when you push that button. I'm also going to designate these components. I don't think I was using Vein Miner last time. That's where these come from. It just allows me to click on one ore and select all of the attached ores. We're doing pretty good there. We're going to go ahead and set these up and this up. I think we'll have enough components. Set those down to -2. Because they can't reach the power, and that's fine. This isn't good for defenses, but I think we'll run this all the way out the middle, just because it's only powering light bulbs anyway. And those can all be built now, make everybody happy. I'm going to try and find our guns, which are here. We've got a pump shotgun and an AK-47. For those who don't know, a pump shotgun is better at medium to short range. An AK is better at longer ranges. Especially with this new mod, it makes the guns a lot more accurate to real life, I suppose, one way to say it. So we want the more skilled shooter, whoever that is. I think it was you, most likely, because you were the soldier. 814. Lost it. 0. 7. Well, that's not too bad. You're gonna get the rifle. And you're gonna get the shotgun. Oh, I did that backwards. You want the rifle. Yep. And then in this mod, as I said before, they have ammo. That is the shotgun ammo. There are various types of each ammo. In this case, I've got 12 gauge buckshot. You don't know what that is. It's small pellets, well, larger small pellets. Birdshot's the smallest pellets. Buckshot's larger pellets for shooting down deer that spread out and penetrate the target in various different places, doing essentially shredding damage. These guys will carry ammo by default. You can set these things up here in a sign with loadouts. You can tell them how much ammo to carry and all this stuff, but I'm going to let them do their default behavior because I find that to be easier for now in this early game. He went and picked up the AK ammo, I believe. Oh. Here, ammo. That's FMJ, Full Metal Jacket. I don't think this is going to turn into a gun education thing. You can just look up the ammo types if you want to know what they are. Our one piece still can't reach. So we'll go ahead and extend one more out. I build up one more solar panel and one more battery. We got a bunch of wood left over. We're going to go ahead and add wooden floors because that makes them happier. Or at least it makes them less angry. I'm not worried about the freezer. Or the battery room. Or the storage room. Just places there'll be a lot. One additional thing that I want is a stone cutting workshop, because I'm going to find stone to be crucial, I'm sure. We'll put that over here. We're going to put the dumping stockpile back here as well. I want to have room to expand my solar panels out in one region. Stone cutters. I guess we do want a second door here. We will give this one a floor, because somebody will be standing in here a lot. And we're also going to do something that I read about online that I feel dumb for not thinking about, and that's adding a chair. You can do that for all the workstations. I'm going to add a nicer chair for these ones. Adding a chair just makes them not be tired, or at least not be uncomfortable all the time. I would use stools, but the stools don't rotate sideways. Maybe the default one does. Well, the default one does. Let's use the stool. And then this mod also adds, you might have noticed, these things here. We're going to set up just two small little areas over on each side. And although I'm not personally familiar with this word, these basically allow you to be able to shoot out of the walls, like windows. It looks like we ran out of wood, which I did expect to happen. Let's go ahead and take care of that. Now, should have done this a little bit sooner, but I'll just do it now. We're going to go ahead and take care of our food problem. I always like to grow rice. Reason why is the fertility, sensitivity, which is somewhere right there. The higher that number is, the more fertile soil helps it grow. We're going to close up Moody for now, just so I have more vision in the sides. Huh, our first event's a Psychic Soothe. That's kind of weird. We're going to go ahead and switch up our priorities. The travel time is screwing us up, so we're going to make them chop all the wood first. We're actually going to make them haul everything second. Get everything in the right places. Then we'll finish our constructions. We got some visitors. Lots of happy things happening. It's never a good sign. Didn't say they had items to trade. They don't appear to. They are pretty well armed. Like Stumpy's doing pretty good over here. Growth rate 140%. Ooh, what do we got going on here? Okay, we gotta set everybody up for firefighting, because I know we didn't do that yet. We're gonna make everybody reset. Oops, not that button. And that will also mean that that conduit is no longer there. We're just gonna let them do things in order though, because it should all play out. It looks like all of our supplies are now being hauled. Means they should start constructing in a moment. Or mining, one of the two. Either or. Our stone cutting room was finished. I do want to start dedicating somebody to crafting. Let's see. Lots of granite nearby. lots of slate nearby. I personally like slate better. Go ahead and do a stupid thing and make everybody haul those tomorrow to here. We'll make a bunch of slate chunks. One is not a bunch. Gotta set that to forever. Take a peek at the moods. Pretty happy. We are still having power problems. Our food is only going to last for this one more meal. We'll do a massive berry harvest. So they will haul all these first. Then we want them to go ahead and cut those plants, which they'll do. Except for the grower. Let's go ahead and assign a crafter as well. We're probably going to start setting up all kinds of jobs now. We also want our cook to start cooking whenever possible. Happy Jack is our cook. Go ahead and make you do those things if they become relevant. And our best crafter is you. I don't have any passion though. You're only one skill away. Your primary skill is shooting anyway. Go ahead and make that your primary task. Might have hauled a little bit too much slate. I'll probably try and cancel the rest of these out. There we go. And before he finishes, I'm going to add another stockpile here. This one will be just for stone blocks. It'll override the other ones, just in case. We'll leave that one have stone blocks as well for overflow. We want to try and keep them separate because there'll be a lot of them. Our shooting positions are finished. We're now mining and getting ready to build our battery, hopefully. Go ahead and send one of them away to here. And that might speed up the... Oh, they already finished the battery. Never mind. It's been pretty evident that we've needed more solar panels for a while. I think we should make sure they get those berries. Well, I never told them to get the berries. I selected them and then deselected them. There we go. Start having starvation soon. We have our first meta animal. With this gun mod, especially with a shotgun, we want to be careful about this. Because if somebody with a shotgun shoots across a group of people, it might take out several legs. Should probably explain that button there. The aim shot versus the... Oh, I didn't even know that button. That one must be new, or I didn't know about it. That's cool. Well, a snapshot is a quick shot. You don't take much aiming. You pull the gun up and you fire. So it's faster firing, but less accurate. This is slower firing, but more accurate. You hold the gun up, you look through the sights, and you actually take a careful shot. And suppressive fire, which I didn't know this game had, is when you fire randomly near a target to keep them covered or pinned down. That's what machine guns and stuff are usually actually for, is to not so much be accurate, but to hit a region to keep soldiers or units from progressing forward outside past a wall or an obstacle or something like this. There's a lot more to it. I'm going to quit explaining guns now. Oh, we need to unassign them. Oh, we definitely don't want a shotgun on suppressive fire. I mean, that might work out, but aim shot's probably the best. It looks like it has a... It doesn't have very much spread. We'll just start using words that most people will understand instead of using terms like choke. Oh, it's self-tamed. I was getting ready to kill it. Boar is not a very interesting pet. We are pretty low on food. We might just slaughter it. We're just gonna make him walk himself to the freezer though. That's the way to do it. Temperature in there is pretty cold. Once they harvest all these berries, they should haul them in. And if I've set my stuff up correctly, I believe you can cook simple meals with just berries. We also want this squirrel to be slaughtered. We want everything to be slaughtered. All you with priority. There we go. We got a little bit of food going on. I think while we wait for these to accumulate and for our food to build up, we'll go ahead and just gather up more berries. Well, maybe. We got a lot more than I thought, actually. Was it 5 berries to a meal? Looks like it. 10 berries to a meal. We'll just see how things go from here. My boar appears not to have listened to me. That'd be the smart thing to do, really. Got about 240 stone built up. We can go ahead and designate something to be built. What I want is a nice big strong wall. Eventually several walls. I'll eventually turn this into slate. This is going to be a lot more stone than I actually have. We want the entry point to be up here, I suppose. We'll make that the entry point. I also want to make sure I didn't decide to put a roof on there since I made an enclosed space. Sometimes that's the thing that happens. Looks like it's not. Cool. Got a heat wave. We do have a cold spot to go to, so it should be okay. See, Mac Daddy is angry because very hot, mostly. We can just solve that real quick. Also set you to be slaughtered. We also want a solar panel. Turrets in this one, with this new mod, also require research now, and they require ammo as well. I'm getting the low medicine warning, so we'll go ahead and build up some medicine. We'll also build a joy source, since we seem to need one. Got a little mental break going on, but it's not so bad. How is our rice doing? It's getting pretty close to being done. It grows really fast in that soil. There we go, there's a lot of medicine. A whole 10. Got a few days of food built up here. I think we'll make it to the rice being done anyway with the food. Mac Daddy is sitting here doing his job. Somebody's starving. Oh. He'll solve that in his own as soon as he snaps out of his sadness thing. I'm going to go ahead and do some fire mitigation here and try and get rid of a lot of these plants in our area. Insect jelly. Pretty sure that's fairly valuable. I think I've decided that for now, until we get a power supply going, this is going to be our actual entry point. It makes a lot more sense than having it back here. See, let's go ahead and get Stumpy on cleaning then. He wants to whine about the environment so bad. You can clean it. Or sleep, you know, whichever. Well, it does remind me. I should have told them all to stay working the entire time. Got a psychic drone here on the women. All right. Refugee chased. An unethical doctor. Always use more hands, but I'm not sure if we could take on the raid or not. I think we'll ignore it for now. Gonna play it safe so we can try and get set up here. Want to get to the drug production as fast as possible. Once we get more established, I'll probably designate half this field for food, and well, less than half. I'll probably just do this much-ish for food, and as much else as I can for the Psychite plant. We'll start trying to get that going. I am going to eventually remove these and do something more proper, but it's better than nothing for now. Really jamming out those rocks. I like that. Let's get this food taken care of before it goes bad. Everybody looks less happy except for Stumpy. I'm not sure why he's so happy. Oh, because he was already really angry. Oh, and he gets pleasure from doing his work. Gonna suspend that because the rice takes longer to spoil, and it's hard to refrigerate things in a heat wave. Don't want them eating that. I just realized it's a good chance to show off the pathing mod that I've added. It's a way to tell them where and where not to like to go, I guess would be a good way to say it. I don't need them there. This makes them think it's a really bad path, and they're more likely to go around it now. I can increase the chances even further by telling them this is a good path. I couldn't tell you all the details about it, but it seems to work pretty good if you don't want them to walk through your kitchen to get to the other side, which is exactly what I don't want. So I'm just telling them to go around the kitchen instead of going through the kitchen. Doesn't mean they won't go in the kitchen at all. If they have to go in there, they'll go in there, but they won't use it as a pathing method. Looks like the heat wave has finally ended. And start cooking again. We seem to have plenty of food for a while. We're going to cut this zone short. We're just going to follow all of the rich soil. We can probably do the same for this one too. Now here is where we're going to grow our fun stuff, except I made that a stockpile. Man, I've got a bad habit of doing that. There we go. Now we'll make it Psychite plant. We want to get everybody with the cook on building more. And the grower, of course. That's a funny thing there. Now I'll go around to get there instead, so we'll try and fix that now. Maybe if I go like this. We're pretty much just focusing on the walls at this point. I see that as being one of the most important things. The first walls are almost done. Probably want to make Mac Daddy start making more stuff. We're going to be ignoring these sorts of things for now. We're going to make our cook here have hauling as his secondary priority, so that he will grow first. Now we're very close. Doing better versions of these things. Oh, and there's our first raid. Gonna prepare for a while. It's not too intense or anything. That is one useless character. I'm gonna cancel these for now. Same with this stuff. Just so it doesn't happen right before the raid. Here comes the raid. Guess we gotta actually prepare for it. We'll throw everybody in here except our two gunners. We're gonna put you on single shot. You don't have a lot of ammo to spare. We want you on aim shot as well. Oh, sure. Leave me with the useless one. We'll go ahead and set up a graveyard down here. There should be 30 corpses we can hold for now. Everybody else can be free. Some way to bury you. Now we can go back to building up our defenses. Now that our primary defenses are up, we're going to go ahead and start researching. I maybe should have done that sooner, but it's one of those things that I was worried about the walls, so you know. What we want to do is research smithing, and then smithing, and then machining. The machining is how we get guns and ammo. An AK and a shotgun may seem strong with 2 people with 2 wooden pointy sticks, but it's not going to be a lot when 4 people show up with AKs, or machine guns, or grenades. It's just a squirrel. Wow. Just take it all the way. I think we'll try and tame a turtle. It's a girl. There's boy. Don't need more than 1 male. There's a female. Go ahead and prioritize this. Got a pretty safe hidey hole here. I want to deconstruct the other stuff first, you weirdo. We've got some beavers. We're gonna make our shotgunner the hunter. You are Jupiter. Shouldn't be much of a problem for her with a shotgun. Guess she gave up on that. Now we need a researcher. Stumpy might be the best choice. So when Stumpy's not growing, he'll haul what he can, then he's going to do all of his research. Actually, no. There we go. Now he'll do it like I said. Go ahead and give him a chair. So when our cook isn't cooking, I want him to build first, then mine. Oh, plant cut, build, mine. All clean. Research is going a bit slow. I want to make sure she is set to fight back in case they get angry. Not sure if it would do her any good. Want to get rid of this. These. I appear to be missing a door. And replace it with slate as well. Next, we just make sure everybody's set to fight back. I've never seen running do any good. We got some cargo pods coming in. Grenades. Go ahead and take those. We could probably go ahead and design some sort of labyrinth system. Won't be the best system in the world, but it'll work for now. Get past some of these early arrays until we can expand it outwards. Those are just tribes people, and I could use another person, so we're going to go ahead and accept this one. Things will probably get a bit rough. We should be able to handle it. Hopefully you're somebody worth something. Yeah, kinda. Go ahead and just get set up here. Since there's no door there, I think we'll hunker everybody up in here. Except, of course, for our gunners. Our gunners are going to go down here. Fairly large numbers here. They're not that well equipped, though. Let's go ahead and switch them. Want the range over here. Switch to burst for this large group. Nice. We're going to go ahead and try and build up a prison as fast as possible. Group of friendlies came to help me. A bit too late. Alright, now that we're kind of situated again, let's check out our new person. They can't haul or clean, but we can put them right onto researching. They've got a passion and a higher skill. So that's pretty cool. That's a good come up. An angry tortoise. It's a really long ways away. Let's see if they take him out for me. Yep. I'm not sure why there's a raccoon in my room here. Try and get rid of it. That was easy. Researching is going significantly faster now. item stash. I still have not ever done one of these. I probably should eventually, but I'm not going to start now. Or how that's doing. It's almost done. Preparation for that, we should get our drug lab set up. You can actually watch the research trickle upwards now, which is kind of nice. I'm gonna go ahead and skip out on that too. I'm really just mostly focused on working on the base here, getting all this stuff taken care of, trying to have a nice compound going. I'd like for this one to last at least for, I don't know, 5 game years maybe. Long enough to build up some serious silver and get a nice looking situation going. What we got going here isn't too bad, but it's not very productive yet. Not sure how much product we're going to get out of the plants we've got so far. Over time I will try and do concentric walls that are spaced out with traps and stuff in between, hopefully. Try and get some sort of real good defense going on. I'd really like to get some traders going on so I could try and make some silver. I'd like to have a nice hospital going on. I suppose I could get the foundation for that going as well. I made the prison out of wood for speed, but most things I will be making out of slate from now on. Smoke leaf, or not our smoke leaf, our Psychite plant is just about done, it looks like. Our research for smithing is finished, which is awesome. We're going to move on to machining, and hopefully we'll get some guns before things start getting really bad. Trying to prepare as best I can for these sorts of things. The turret research, by the way, is up here. It has its own little branch of research that we probably will eventually get into. We got to do microelectronics first, which will probably be our next task after machining. We really want to get the ability to produce ammo and guns going. That's going to be pretty crucial. Cargo pods. Seems interesting. Who are you? Nothing else, I can probably sell that. Everybody's just hauling that stuff that fell from the cargo pods. Solar flare. That's not good for our food supplies. We are getting a smoke leaf I keep saying smoke leaf, I mean Psychite. We're getting a Psychite harvest going on. Missing materials for this or what? Possibly. Looks like we are. Wouldn't take care of that once we get all this harvested and everything. More rice. Really doesn't seem that important. I'm gonna go ahead and tell them we don't want them going in here. In here. Unless they have to. That's the preferred path. I was just looking at the animals too. Well, we got a tortoise now. Oh, restricted to home. Alright, we'll get those leaves inside and we'll start processing them. I'll prioritize the building of the bench there. Should have a good supply going. Got some thrumbos passing through here. We'll likely ignore them. He's already used up all that stone again. We're using so much. Focus that. Oh, can't. That's right. We need to focus on this first. Another Psychic Soothe. Alright. There's two types, Flake and Yayo. Flake is the lower quality version of the same basic chemical substance. We want the Yayo, the higher quality. We got a big fat harvest. Oh, and I missed the fact that we're having a raid. I am smart. Man, I don't want to lose Mac Daddy over this. I wasn't observant enough. Man, I handled that really badly. It caught me by surprise. I was doing other stuff. You're now a hospital bed for now. We want Jupiter's to be a hospital bed also. So send her to rest. Saving him. Let's undo this to everybody. Alright, he's all patched up. Now our only problem is going to be infections. Let's go ahead and capture these people. I'm going to strip and capture. If we strip them now, their clothes won't get the dead man mark. So definitely want all of these awesome guns they just dropped. Wish there was a strip and capture button. Oh, we want to make sure they don't get any medicine. Well, he's already dead. You doing? Yeah, I was afraid of that. We're going to make sure that we have a ton of medicine. And that research went really fast. Look at that. That is awesome. Mac Daddy is up and moving around. Let's see if he should be or not. I don't know if I want him to be. No, I'd rather him just stay in bed for a while. He'd probably be okay, but I don't want to risk him. He's my best shooter. I'm all thinking of shooting and guns, so we're going to start hauling all of this stuff in. And a chain shotgun. I don't even know what that is. It's exactly what it sounds like, apparently. Wow. We just want to get this stuff out of the weather so it doesn't deteriorate, and we'll decide who gets what when later. In here, we're going to make a small modification. In here, we don't want dead man's clothes. In here, we do. That way they'll just sit out in the weather and rot away. I don't have to worry about burning them or anything. Thinks I'm short of bed because I've got him in a medical bed. Once I transfer it over, that'll be okay. We're gonna let them finish up the tasks I've got going on here. Once they do, we'll start working on our hospital medicine region, as well as producing more of our stuff. We should make a second crafter. Mac Daddy is our primary crafter. We'll use... what do you do? Perfect. Make sure we got those guns all hauled in. Looks like we did. Take that free food. We'll go ahead and take her off mining now. This is a higher priority. Just about 2 months now. Got a random group passing by. Well, we've got a pretty established base going on here. Nice little compound. We've got a big fat harvest of psychoid leaves going on here. Got some decent defenses, I guess, set up. It's not that great. We recently acquired a few guns. We'll do all that next time, because we've hit the 2-month mark, and I'm going to end it here, just for the sake of somewhere to end it. Otherwise, these would go on for hours and hours and hours and hours. So, that'll be the end of this one.